Hey, what's up guys? It's Dom from Whole Printing Inc. I hope all of you had a wonderful New Year's. On the date of this recording, it's currently January 5th, 2024, so we're at the beginning of the year, and I have some exciting news to share with you. A lot of you have been following my journey, and I do want to take the time to say that this journey has been nothing far from incredible. I've learned so much in the past 2-3 years. I've learned, I've grown, I've shared my experience almost daily with you guys, bringing you daily videos on DTF tips and tricks, my general experience, and just my thoughts. I want to thank you for watching this journey and being a part of my growth. I cannot believe that we're in a position after only about 2-3 years of DTF printing every single day that I can show you guys my new investment. I am beyond proud because at the beginning, and a lot of you will relate to this, I thought of taking my DTF printer and throwing it against a wall. A lot of trials and tribulations have occurred to me in my 3 years of DTF printing. Nothing short from frustrating, agonizing, and straight up devastating. All of these adjectives and synonyms to tell you guys that I really want to quit a whole bunch of times. I didn't quit, I kept going, even though sometimes I took some breaks, I refreshed, I paused, and I restarted my journey. I have never quit in my 3 years. The longest break I've taken is probably a vacation of a few days or so. Always in the shop, always learning, and always growing. I regret nothing. However, I will be honest with you guys, the journey was quite difficult. Some days were amazing, and some days were devastating. On these smaller DTF printers, lots of things can go wrong. However, when you're first starting out, it's absolutely crucial, in my opinion, that you start with one of these small DTF printers, basically a desktop printer. When you buy a desktop printer, obviously the investment is a whole lot cheaper than those big printers you see that are all automatic and they do everything for you. It's important to start with one of these little printers because on a desktop printer you can actually learn the process of DTF printing itself, see if it's a good fit for you, see if you like the experience overall, and actually just get a good understanding if you want to continue on DTF printing or maybe switch your business a little bit and do something else like stickers, or even just step out of the printing business entirely and do something else. It's important to know the difference in DTF printing versus other types of printing like screen printing, vinyl application, embroidery, all that type of stuff, so you know that you're in the proper field. I've personally tried screen printing, vinyl printing, embroidery, all on little scales, but DTF printing, at least for me, I still to this day find it fascinating. The only con about DTF printing in my own experience and personal subjective opinion is that DTF is not as durable as screen printing or embroidery. That's the only con I found. I still find it super fascinating that we can print ink on a PET film and transfer that onto pretty much any surface. For me, that's always going to be very fascinating, hence why I've tripled down into DTF printing. I was kind of thinking I should maybe stay with the little desktop printers and invest in screen printing for that better quality. But as we keep growing and evolving in 2024, I believe that DTF printing is not going anywhere. The technology is only going to get better, and we're going to have more and more DTF printers emerge. The videos online are getting quite extensive. We're having more and more daily updates on the DTF printing technology, and more people are choosing DTF printing for their daily needs. Now, the thing I found very interesting about clients in general after being in the DTF printing industry for around 2-3 years is that people are actually willing to invest in DTF printing versus screen printing or embroidery. For some reason, if you market it correctly, people will understand that the durability is not going to be the main aspect of it. So for me, when a client comes in, I kind of offer him two options: either DTF printing, which is going to be cheaper, or embroidery, which is obviously way more expensive, but the durability. So I kind of sell on the client two options: either cheaper or more durable. And oftentimes the client will go with the cheaper option, and then I explain to them that the durability is nothing compared to embroidery. When you have these two markers, you could even have screen printing kind of in the middle, so you could have like DTF printing, screen printing, and embroidery, and kind of, you know, guide your client through those three options, and they're going to choose the option that makes the most sense for them. But for me at least, having two options was really a no-brainer. You have embroidery, which is really expensive because you need to trace your image, you need to have the those big back logos. Embroidery can be quite expensive. And then you have DTF printing. When you compare the two, DTF printing is always going to be cheaper, and most times the client will invest in the cheaper option. It's just important to tell the client that they're going to be investing into something that's a bit cheaper and not going to be as long lasting as embroidery, not even close. So when they know the difference, they can better choose for themselves. So for me at least, I found that all of my clients almost choose DTF printing, and I have clients that have been following me for 3 years and they have no complaints about DTF printing. I've had some bad experiences where I had to actually go and redo some orders, but that was not due to DTF printing itself, but the curing process. The curing process was not done properly, so unfortunately I had to go ahead and actually redo some orders, and that was a big learning experience. That would be one of the times I really wanted to call it quits. I had to refund around $5,000 of actual materials and then print on it again, so it was really a big experience for me at the scale of my business at the time. I had to basically do a big loss, basically not refund the people, but give them the hoodies that they paid for and the t-shirts, basically reorder the t-shirts and hoodies on my supplier, and then reprint everything. And I had to wait around 2 weeks of 12-hour days to do some test prints in the shop, and I was really getting devastated. I couldn't realize what the problem was. Lucky for me, with a bit of time and attention, focusing deep into the problem, I realized that it was actually the curing process itself that was not being cured properly. Hence, when we put it in the washer and dryer, everything was peeling off. This problem is no longer existent, touch on wood. We fixed it. It was basically, like I said, due to the lack of proper curing. The goal of this video, guys, is to explain to you that there is a lot of pros and cons, different type of printing, but I really think it comes down to your personal preference. What do you like to work with? I personally didn't really like screen printing. I found it okay. I really disliked embroidery, the process of making sure everything is centered. I couldn't really see it until it was embroidered, so I didn't really like that aspect of it. It kind of made me feel like I lost control of the process, compared to DTF printing, where we actually found some sort of middle that we actually place our shirts or garments on a table, so we can actually see how the hoodie or t-shirt looks, and then we physically place our small logo or our big logo, and we can measure everything to make sure everything is centered. So when we actually apply our small little iron on the actual t-shirt itself, well, on the actual print itself, we make sure that the print does not move, everything is centered properly, and then we take that shirt or hoodie or whatever and we place it on the heat press, and then we apply our pressure, we peel it, and everything stays centered most of the time, compared to just going ahead, placing our garment on the heat press itself and trying to center the logo when you're trying to work you're trying to bend your head and trying to see if everything's centered. I didn't like that personally. Some people actually have the swing away platens, so they can actually go ahead and see what they're doing a bit better. And some people have the pull away and the swing away, so there's better heat presses that you may not have to do those steps I was suggesting of putting the garment on a table and actually centering it properly. However, I found to be very enjoyable to do it that way, and it kind of leaves the guy that's on the heat press with nothing to do. It's very simple for anybody basically to be on a heat press if they don't have to measure anything and place a logo. They just do this, they wait for it to be done, they remove the Teflon paper, they peel the logo, they put the Teflon paper back on, they press it again, and the t-shirt is done. So it's an easy way to put somebody that's new to printing on that type of station, and there's no really trials and tribulations that can occur. So this was a big rant on why I chose to double down, triple down on DTF printing, and you'll see in the next video why I'm so excited. I've shown you guys a quick tease in the 2024 must watch video. That was basically just a quick tease to show you guys what's going on, but in the next video you guys will see why I'm so excited. This was basically the full story compared to why I didn't double down on screen printing or invest in embroidery. So we covered like kind of durability and cost effectiveness. So that's kind of why we doubled down on DTF printing. Another reason, guys, it's for the colors. In embroidery, the colors are kind of limited to the type of thread we use, and also with screen printing we can also have a lot of colors. But when it comes to just comparing embroidery and DTF printing, in DTF printing you can actually do gradients. You know, you can do, like, let's say a red gradient with a bunch of different colors. For us, it's really easy to sell the DTF printing experience because most clients in the past are used to working with screen printers where they're kind of like in a situation where they have to go with the color of the logo being either like all white, all black, maybe one or two colors, because, you know, in screen printing, lots of screen printers would upsell the colors, so they would have to make another screen entirely to make another color. So it is understandable they would have to charge more for more colors. In DTF printing, it's really an easy sell. Even if the client only has a one color logo, you just do a DTF and it's as simple as that. And if they have a bunch of colors, they're really impressed how the print comes out. If you go on our Facebook page, Whole Printing Inc., you'll see that we work with a bunch of clients that have different, you know, type of logos, and some logos are a bit more cartoonish, lots of, you know, shadows going on in the logo, something that in screen printing would have taken like 10, 20, like not 20, but like 10 screens to make it happen. It would have obviously been beautiful, but the client would have been paying a whole lot more for that experience. Honestly guys, this video could go on for like hours and hours comparing screen printing, embroidery, DTF, and why we've chosen to double down on DTF, but I wanted to give you guys a quick, you know, overview of our decision on why we decided to go, you know, triple down, quadruple down on DTF printing. There's a lot of reasons why, but the main reason was really flexibility, how simple DTF printing is, and also just generally, even though the durability isn't as good as other types of printing, it's personally what we like to work with the best. It's easy to train employees, it's easy to scale DTF printing. I just envision it for myself. I envision scaling DTF printing to a whole nother level and honestly being the biggest DTF printing provider. That's the goal of Whole Printing. We want to triple, quadruple down on DTF printing. It's personally the technology I like to work with the best. I'm not saying that we won't invest in screen printing or embroidery in the future, but I think for a while we're going to be, you know, kind of focusing on the DTF printing technology and really putting our attention and energy in that technology. We're going to be training our employees on how to eventually run the machine, eventually on how to actually kind of, you know, take myself out of the process and kind of have an ecosystem that feeds itself, having people do the whole production without me being even in the shop. That's the goal. I felt comfortable doing that experience and kind of stepping away from the production line in DTF printing. I feel like it's way more simple than screen printing. There's less steps also for, you know, somebody that's new to printing itself to be actually able to learn. So let's say I run the machine that we're going to be seeing in the next video. Let's say I run the machine, the other person can be on the table just applying some pressure with the iron, and we can have another person that's more new to printing itself just doing the pressure on the heat press. So it's a very easy process to scale. Pretty much anybody can DTF print, maybe not handle the printer itself, but I'm talking about just placing the logo, making sure the measurements are okay, and producing it, compared to screen printing where there's more alignment issues and lots of things can go wrong in screen printing. So basically, to keep it simple, we kind of sacrifice the durability to go with speed and efficiency and kind of keep the process as simple as possible for the client, also not charging extra for colors, basically making everything as simple as possible. Was it a good decision? I think it's the best decision we could have made with the current economy where we're at financially. You'll see why also we tripled down on DTF printing. It's obviously because of this, how simple it is, how we want to scale, like I was just explaining with the employees and stuff, but it's also due to a financial decision that you guys will see in the next video. I could ramble on for hours, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for watching. If you have any, questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave them down below. I can barely speak. I'm really excited to bring you guys the official, announcement of what's going on. So in the next video, you guys will see why we decided to triple down into DTF printing. Yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'm really excited. As you can see, I can barely hide my excitement. Again, thank you guys for being a part of this journey. I'm truly grateful and blessed to have every single one of you. Thanks a lot for watching. If you found this video somewhat helpful, insightful, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. This was Dom from Whole Printing Inc. Make a print you'll never forget.